Wow, okay, here we are on video 2. We're taking a look here at English tenses again, and this time the tense that we're focusing on is going to be present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is a tense that we use to talk about things that are happening generally right now, but there are other situations in which we'll use it. And let's start exploring those right away. Here we are. So, as we learned in the last video that I made, when do you use it? How do you use it? Some examples of how to use it, and some practice questions that you can use to practice on your own, but which I will walk you through. That is how this video is going to work. So let's talk first about when do you use it. The present continuous tense is used to talk about plans that you have for the near future, or things happening right now or currently in your life. Okay, your key words here are now, currently, and looking at verb INGs, and at the moment. Okay, so let's get into how do you use it, because that's more interesting, and it's also quite easy in this case. This one, you just take a noun for your subject as usual, and you have a be verb plus a verb ing. Now, we learned about be verbs in the last video. We have is, am, are, right? Those are the same be verbs we're talking about here, and you'll notice that the rules are the same. So he, she, and it will say is, and you, we, they, and I, well, you, we, they will use are, and I will use am. So we will have a pattern that goes X, is, am, or are, verb ing. He is reading. You are talking. We are listening. They are playing. I am swimming. We are listening to music, right? And then from there we can build out. And that's it. That's the whole structure of how this works. In many ways, this is the most straightforward. If you understand how be verbs work with the nouns and pronouns that they go with, then you're ready. So let's go for it. All right, so for our examples, we have the first one. He is walking to school today. He is walking to school today. Now, usually when we use this tense, we're talking about things that are happening right now, but here I'm not talking about right now, I'm talking about something today. So if these are plans for the very, very near future, we will often use this tense as well. So just keep that in mind. So if I say, oh, he is listening to music on the bus later, you know, that's what it means. It doesn't mean right now, it means very soon. He is talking to the teacher now. That's the second one. He is talking to the teacher now. Okay, next one. My sister and I, that's a we, are reading a book at the moment. My sister and I are reading a book at the moment. I can change my sister and I to we to make sure that my be verb works. We are reading a book at the moment. Yep, works for me. Next one. I am sleeping at your house tonight. I am sleeping at your house tonight. Tom is fighting with his brother right now. Tom is fighting with his brother right now. We can do the same thing that we did for the third sentence, and we can change Tom to he. He is fighting with his brother right now. That tells us, because he is definitely correct, we chose the right be verb for Tom, because he is definitely a he. All right, we're already on the practice questions. This video is not too tough because we already understand the structure of how these videos are going to work, and more importantly, this tense is a lot more straightforward, but it can be hard to remember to use correctly if you are a second language learner learning English and not practicing. So that's why watching videos like this and responding to these questions, not just by listening to me, but by actually participating, this is a great way to practice, and it will get you trained and ready. Let's look at the first sentence. I'll even pause a little bit to give you some time to think of an answer for yourself. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? So an answer that you could have for this is, I'm watching this video now. I'm reading a book now. I'm talking to my friends now. I'm sleeping now. If you can say I'm sleeping now, that's probably a little strange because you won't be able to talk when you sleep. But you get the idea. What are you doing now? I'm blah, 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 ing now. That's the pattern. Where are you going? I am going to the store. I am going home. I am going to my friend's house. I am going to school. I am going to the post office. I am going to the park. Who is Sam talking to? Sam is talking to his friend. Sam is talking to my brother. Sam is talking to the teacher. Why is Mia laughing? Now this one is a little tough, and I had to make sure I threw it in there because why is a sentence, a question that means that our sentence has to use because. So, why is Mia laughing? Mia is laughing because something is funny. Mia is laughing because she likes the movie. Mia is laughing because she is playing with her friend. Okay, so because makes things a little bit more complicated, but it's useful to keep in your mind every once in a while, especially for the younger kids who haven't learned this pattern before. Next one. What is Ivy thinking about? What is Ivy thinking about? Ivy is thinking about lunch. Ivy is thinking about her friends. Ivy is thinking about English class. Ivy is thinking about dancing. Okay, these are all things that we can use to answer that sentence. And you'll notice that all of my answers for all of these questions always start the same way. And then I just usually change one little section in the middle. That's how English grammar works, is we can take one chunk out of the sentence and just change that little piece, and it works. It works. So that is what I want you to remember as you're practicing these videos. Learn to hear the pattern. Okay? What are you doing? I am blah, 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 ing. There you go. That's it. All right. That is going to be it for that section.